Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tech Through Time. I'm Giselle.
And I'm Carrington. Today we're going to be talking about the real-life Jersey Shore shark attacks that inspired the movie Jaws, a story that mixes real historical events with the kind of suspense that later inspired one of the most famous thriller series ever made.
It all started in July of 1916. The polio epidemic swept hundreds of people over to the beaches of Jersey Shore, where a series of shark attacks took place over just 12 days, creating a long-lasting fear of sharks.
And also a riveting film franchise based on these shark attacks.
There were 5 attacks in total, 4 people were killed, and 1 person survived, but not without injuries.
When the first swimmer, Charles Vincent, was attacked, many people thought it wasn't a shark, but rather some other large fish. At the time, sharks were not widely believed to attack humans, so many experts dismissed the idea right away.
But a few days later, another swimmer, Charles Bruder, was attacked in the ocean. Witnesses reported seeing the water turn red as the attack happened close to the shore, and fear started spreading quickly.
Beaches began closing, people were afraid to swim, and newspapers all across the country were reporting on these mysterious attacks.
Days later, 2 more attacks occurred inland in a place called Matawan Creek, which is a small river connected to the ocean. This shocked people even more because many believed sharks would never swim into shallow freshwater areas.
A young boy named Lester Stillwell was attacked while swimming there, and when a man named Stanley Fisher jumped into the creek to try to rescue him, he was attacked too.
Moments later, another boy named Joseph Dunn was attacked up creek.
His brother Michael and friend Jeremiah fought the shark to pull him out. He survived, but he was badly injured. Doctors worked quickly to save him, and his survival was considered remarkable at the time.
At this point, panic set in. Towns along the East Coast organized massive shark hunts. Local governments and beach communities wanted to prove that they were doing something to protect swimmers.
Fishermen and locals went out trying to catch whatever shark might be responsible for the damages and grief.
Within just a day of the shark hunt, a large bull shark was caught not far from the area of the attacks. The capture quickly became one of the major news stories across the country.
When they opened it up, they reportedly found a gummy substance they considered human remains inside, which led many people to believe it was the shark solely responsible for the attacks.
Although the story ends there, the series of attacks led to a widespread change throughout how people view sharks, but also what inspired the franchise that would market on the fear and grow exponentially.
Decades later, these events would inspire author Peter Benchley to write the novel that eventually became the famous movie Jaws. But I think that's all the time we have for today's episode.
Thank you for listening to Tech Through Time, and dive with us into another history mystery next episode.